Thank you, brothers and sisters. This is Essa Bokarr Sey, your brother, and this is the second part of our recording today. As a reminder, we are on a partitioning of Africa to the exploitation of Africa with prescriptions from interest groups, particularly those in industrialized countries, which new governments or novices or corrupt governments should avoid. Well, the corrupt governments would not, but they should. The new governments cannot be accused of doing wrong, but if they use listening skills, they can avoid these booby traps in today's world. Because playing within the geopolitical arena is not only political. In fact, the politics is the part that shines before our eyes. But the crux of the matter, the substance itself, is economy. That is it. Now, let us go further on this one again. Remember that where state to state parallels, people to people relations may not be the best, but if they partner or they twin or become an alloy, because people to people alone also cannot go without state to state. Because where there are no states means there is anarchy. Because guidance is needed. Guidance means when the people come together and mandate individuals to occupy portfolios to manage these affairs of a state and a nation. It all comes back to the people anyway. Now, that being the case, we all know that colonialism was here, and the intention of the colonialist more or less was an economic warfare. Be it the slave master or the colonialist, both were engaged in an economic warfare. But that economic warfare was propelled by woes and miseries of the people that were captured, beaten, and then killed. Some of those who were not killed used to produce. Now, the colonialist is gone. Colonialism has ended. But if you observe the activities of the exploiter within have just been recycled differently for some people, of course not for everybody. Because you cannot compare yesterday's society in the industrialized nation, particularly in the Western Hemisphere, to today's society there, because it is in those very places also that you have Transparency International and the like. In France's case, you have Sherpa. So we know that the people in the industrialized countries, most of them think alike as some of us who are born in Africa and we feel exploited. They are thinking alike. So this is where we need to work together. Now, if that is the case here, let us come to a point where we are going to see, the ingredients that help cook this soup, which of course cuts our intestines internally and then leaves us dead. The ingredients during the period of colonialism and now are this. We still have neocolonialism, we still have greed, and we have corruption. When these become the ingredients of a soup that kills the people, then we should be careful and then be adamant on changing that very dish to serve our people something else that will make them live or survive. You know, at least survival is not the first option, but I would rather go with living, because if you survive through the situation, usually it comes with challenges, it comes with plight, it comes with hardship. So is that what we want? I don't think so. Now, as I said earlier, let us remind ourselves of the likes of King Leopold of Belgium when he was in Congo. today Democratic Republic of Congo. We know the history, right? Now, the material that King Leopold was after, the rubber plantations and the people whose wrists were being chopped off, the Africans who were being hung, that part is painful, but the other side of it is shameful. Not only were Africans inside helping the exploiter, but they were also helping kill the exploited. So it is a question of recycling those activities, but those people, if you look at it indirectly, they are not gone, particularly inside Africa. Now think about it this way. African despots. Remember Idi Amin Dada? Remember Mengistu Haile Mariam of Ethiopia? You remember Charles Taylor of Liberia? Samuel Kanyondo of Liberia? You remember Joseph Momo of Sierra Leone? You see, sometimes people, most of the time, address the effects and leave the causes. The causation is the route towards the effects. There would not have been a 4-day Sanko if there was no Joseph Momo and other reckless, corrupt regimes in Sierra Leone. There would not have been a Charles Taylor if there was no Samuel Kanyondo. And there would not have been warlords like Kony today, or the others who are operating in Central Africa if there was no Jean Bedel Bokassa and Idi Amin Dada. So that said, let us also remind ourselves of this. The very timber that Charles Taylor was smuggling, exploiting, sending outside as far as Eastern Europe, exchanging those things with arms and ammunition, simply because, as I said earlier, he's addicted to these feelings, especially desire. The desire to expand power, the desire to remain in power, the desire to get more money. That is why the French said, la pensée avec le désir n'est pas une pensée pure. Thought with desire is not pure thought. Even if somebody tells me, what about if your desire is to do good? If you so desire to do good, if you are not content, you are going to be an extremist. So this is it. So in the case like that, usually we derail at the beginning in Africa. We should be reminding ourselves of what makes us derail all the time from the beginning. That is why some scholars believe in the fact that leadership should equip itself with listening skills. And then after you have listening skills, you shouldn't just listen, but you should also filter and process what you heard with critical thinking. Now that said, just observe these days what is being reeled on movies about the exploitation and then the smuggling of wood from Casamas. Look at the ecological effect that has. Deforestation spreading, but tree planting is not replacing deforestation. And we have to be careful, Africa, especially places like Gambia and Senegal. The thing is that wood from Casamas will not only affect Senegal, it will affect the entire West Africa. Vineyard and all these things, some of the wood is banned for exportation, and our people are not even educated about it. Some do not even know that they have valuable things before them. What should address that? Civic education, sensitization, and then spreading awareness. Now, if you look at it this way, those diamonds that were being taken from Liberia and Sierra Leone, we call them blood diamonds. Of course they are blood diamonds. In fact, they should be called blood, frost, and tear diamonds. Who buys them? These sellers are in Africa, but the sellers are killers. They kill, get, sell. The buyers also are not in Africa, but they maintain partnership with those in Africa. So the sellers don't care about the value of what they sell because they don't get it in a very right way or a hard way. Labor force is free. The commodity, you get it from your own people that you are claiming to fight for and calling yourself a freedom fighter. People like Yaya Jammeh. I am a freedom fighter, and when your brother tells you the truth, your wish is to get the brother and kill him, or if the sister, your wish is to kill her because of the desire to have money. And then you will turn around, looking at your own people, reminding them of what you did for them. What did you do for them? You did nothing for them. In fact, you should be ashamed of yourself, whether it's Yaya Jammeh or anybody else, to stand and say, I did this for Gambia or I did this for Africa. You didn't do anything for anybody. Somebody did something for you. That's why you are free today and you are not colonized today and you are in a country that calls itself an independent country. Nobody should beat your chest if you think about the late Francis Edward Small in the Gambia. Now, Africa is not poor. Africa is mismanaged. And let me tell you one thing here. In the future, or in fact it has begun now, you know, it's rampant now. You can have fossil fuel everywhere. Like that is what we call petrol, essence. The next stage in this world is biofuel. It is not yet there, but it's biofuel. What we should do is to create business incubators or laboratories. Some of these people who come inside Africa, associate them with our people, let them learn what they are telling them. If they refuse to give you more, the little you get, expand on it. And then you know what to do. Because biofuel, we have the best land. We heard about South Africans coming to Congo buying land. Now the other commodity in this world that's going to cause wars in the future is water. And we have it. Especially Gambia. So, how can we be able to maintain that within? Is by having checks and balances. That is why the forthcoming parliamentary elections in the Gambia are very important. We need to put the people there who know what they are doing. Because with laws, we can get the assurance of checks and balances. And that is the best guarantee for any investor who goes through the right way. But there are these networks of interest groups also who do not want to go the right way. They will go the fast way. Like I said before, if you see a company like that from America, just go to the U.S. Embassy and tell them that this company is coming here corrupting our people. They are going to charge that company for Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. America doesn't joke with that. I know about it. So these are the things our people should be educated on. Now, if you look at it the other way, I will come on the third segment in English. Today, we are going to speak only in English. If time allows us next time, we will be saying things in local languages. But for now, for today, we are going to present this in English. Thank you.